All right, this is Annika Parker. She is highly involved with our children's ministry, and she's going to be talking to us about children's and youth, what we do on Sundays. Obviously, what you just saw was another part of children's ministry. Lots of exciting things there, ways to get involved. So, Annika, you can just go for it. I know you're always prepared. I wish I was as prepared as she was with my life.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I mean, I have the rest of the time.
Yep,
right?
you got the whole morning.
I'm good. I got lots of things to say. No, so thank you for giving us this time. I've had the opportunity to co-lead Children's Church with Beth for a few years now. I started out teaching. It was a way to get involved with what my kids were doing, a way to learn, meet other parents with the kids the same ages, which was great, and that eventually evolved into co-leading the program. And so it's been a really great balance to have Beth's knowledge and helping look through the lessons, and then I'm more of the coordinating logistics side of it. So we are actually looking to see if anybody else is interested in taking that on. So if you've got a buddy, it really works well with two of you. And then we've got an amazing group of teachers. And we have about 9 people right now. We are looking for more help. It's one time a month. We do set the schedule out there. So you pick the Sunday that works best for you. We also need Fifth Sunday folks too, and then always looking for subs. So we can help, again, people have things that they need to get to, and that's totally fine. We use Realm to communicate with each other when we do need to fill in.
Okay, and so Beth and Annika have been leading this ministry for a long time. They have got it wired tight. They have it very, very much organized. They're looking for someone that they can mentor through this year, because next year they're going to be stepping back from it. So they've already got curriculum ready, they have the schedule, they have the teachers, they have the process. So whoever comes after you is very much set up for success. And Wednesday nights are also going to be coming right after Labor Day. We're going to start Wednesday night activities. I know your children participated. I don't know if you wanted to speak to that a little bit about what Wednesday nights goes on, or if you want me to. It's up to you.
Yeah, I know a little bit.
Okay, you do a little, and then I'll see if I know any more.
See it through them. And that's a great evolution from Children's Church is pre-K to first grade in one classroom. And then we have second to fourth in another classroom. And then Wednesdays nights help pick up from third to 12th,
yeah.
Yep. And so then by groups, they're learning different things all the way up through. So I've definitely seen that growth in my own children, and it's fun to have those conversations. That's probably something that's really interesting, is you get a story going, you start talking about something, and it can go a completely different direction, and that's okay, right? They're here to learn, they're asking questions, and it's fun to have those conversations with them.
Cool. So we have a third and fourth and fifth and sixth. They primarily focus a lot on the catechism. But Wednesday nights are really about relationship building, especially for our middle school and high school kids. I'm doing the 7th and 8th graders, and we have Zach and Emily Moss who are going to be doing the high school, a nice young couple that are going to be doing the high school. But it's about letting the youth have an opportunity to see an adult besides their parents speak about Jesus like we do on Sunday mornings. Have relationship building, talk about real issues, what's going on, about sexuality or drugs or whatever it is that's going on in their schools and their lives. It's a good way to have a biblical worldview to approach those things. So it gives a little time. Luke does an opening every Wednesday with everybody in here, and then he does his Bible study at Wednesday, and then we go out and spend about 50 minutes with the youth doing, depends on the teacher, and I know Andrew's going to come up. He's one of our Wednesday night teachers too. What for you personally? What have you really enjoyed about it, or what do you like? What's the thing that kind of drives you for all these years that you've been doing that?
Yeah, thank you. So we are purposeful in offering Children's Church so that the kids have a chance to worship with their parents in here. And what I've noticed, just one small example, was learning the Lord's Prayer. So my kids, by being in here with me for the first half of service, actually by hearing it every week, and then starting when they could read, start reciting it, is they learn the Lord's Prayer just by being in here. And so I love that for them. That was something that they take away from it. And then the Bible verses we read together. I don't know if you realize it, but we've all learned 29 verses so far since we started that. And we've got plans for, obviously, to continue that through this year. So I like that piece of it too. But I do. It's getting involved with the kids. It's having those conversations. You may not be ready that's okay, right? They'll get you there, and you're going to have that conversation because they're ready to talk about it. So I would say the conversations, the teachers, we meet with the teachers at the end of the year and talk about what went well, what could we do better for next year, and then we always meet at the beginning of the year to kick things off. What's set? What are the plans? So other than that, with having those meetings with them, then they once a week, once a month serve and teach the children. So again, the community, I'm hearing it from everybody, right?
Yeah.
That team aspect, loving all that.
The great thing is you don't have to step right in and be a lead teacher. You can just be assistant. They have the curriculum. It's all ready for you. They have it set up, so it's a very easy in for anybody. If you love kids, and a lot of you seem to have them in this congregation, you should think about being part of this ministry. I remember doing it with my kids. I did a 2-year-old room once. That was the only really negative experience I had. We don't have it.
Well, so
we don't have 2-year-old room
they
here,
can
so I
come
don't have to worry
in.
about
That's
that.
fine, but then you can maybe just do the older kids.
Yeah. So, but I would encourage especially if you got kids, participate, see what it's all about, and it's a good way for you to connect Sundays to when you go home as well. The philosophy behind what we do here is what we try to do is a home-centered, church-supported ministry, because honestly, you're the ones that are going to be there all the other hours of the week modeling Jesus, talking about Jesus, teaching them the faith, and we're here to support you, and these are the ministries we do to help support that activity.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
First, that was something else I wanted to mention
Yeah.
is we send home packets that they've worked on in Children's Church, but in there is called a gift page. And that is something that you can continue that lesson or that discussion with your kids throughout the week until the next week. So do take a look at those. They've got scripture, they've got lessons, they have things, questions to ask, to have those discussions with your kiddos. So I definitely encourage you to look at those gift pages.
The research is very clear on this. For those of you that actually talk about Jesus outside of this hour at your homes, the transmission of the faith rate is so much higher, because they're like, oh, that's not just that 1 hour on Sundays, it's my whole life. Worship is 24/7. And my experience for doing youth forever, the students that come to our youth, they come from wonderful families, period. That's just the way it is. They are very strong in faith. The reason I'm a pastor is probably because of a teenager showing me what it looked like to have strong faith, and me realizing I'm not there. So youth are very powerful. They actually minister to us, don't they? The childlike faith, it's amazing to watch. Little kids know a lot, and they don't confuse it like we do. They just get it. It's just amazing, isn't it? So, Annika, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, give her a round of applause.